Cakey Tea guest today is multifaceted. He's an author who illustrates his own children's books. Beautifully named. We'll talk about those in a minute. It's Alasdair Hoswell. And he's on the line now. Hello, Alasdair. How are you?
Hello. I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm a bit exhausted finding out how much you do. So let's just break this down firstly. So you write children's books. You also illustrate children's books. You're a teacher. You're a singer as well. I mean, where do you find time for everything?
Oh, it sounds like it's so much.
It is so much.
I just enjoy them. Like, I just think you need to make time for all the things you enjoy in life, and you shouldn't just be one thing. If you want to be lots of different things, then just go for it.
I love that. And now, obviously, being a teacher, and you've been at school today, haven't you?
I have, yes.
And you've written children's books. So was it teaching that inspired you to write your own children's books?
It was for my first book, because my first book is called I Brushed My Teeth with Hair Gel. And it's all about, it's really cute. I'm really excited about that one. Oh, thank you. And basically the little character in there gets up to all kinds of mischief and fun events. And some of the stories that the children tell me at school inspire me to think, oh my goodness, that would make an amazing children's book. So that book came from some of the ideas from the children as well, really.
Oh, that's great. And you illustrate as well. So what came first? Was it sort of the writing, or was it the illustration?
With some of the stories, the ideas of the stories come first, and I think, that's really cute. What can I do with it? But other times I'll just sketch and draw away and think, maybe I could think of a story to do with this painting or this drawing. And sometimes they work very well together, really. I think it's a good relationship of using the two together.
So talking about I Brush My Teeth with Hair Gel, Alasdair. So, you know, I mean, it's just like you say, it's the kind of thing that only kids can create. That, like you say, you were talking to the children. That's kind of the idea of where it came from. So that was your first book.
That's correct. Yes, that was my first book. And that one was so much fun because it's supposed to have a key message as well of going to bed on time. So otherwise you're going to wake up in the morning and you're going to make all kinds of mistakes. One of those mistakes might be brushing your teeth with hair gel.
This is genius. This is like every parent's best friend. I love this.
It's been brilliant, the feedback I've received from this book as well, because obviously I released this book now back in 2016. So a lot of people have enjoyed it, which has brought me so much joy and confidence. And it means the world when people get in touch and say that they enjoy the stories. It really does. It means so much.
And do you know what? I think being a parent, Alasdair, I sort of, it's kids are tough, tricky audience. You know, it's like, it's got to be on their level. It's got to be something that resonates. Otherwise, they're just not interested. And they're not sort of, what's the word I'm trying to look for? They're not tactful. You know, I remember reading books to my kids, they'd be like, I don't like it. You'd be like, okay, you'd have to move on. The fact you're getting this reaction, and you have done, because you wrote it quite a while ago now, it says a lot about your way of communicating.
Oh, thank you. And I think you're right about children are very honest. They are very, very honest. They'll tell you what they think. So they'll tell you if they're bored of it or if they find it fun, which I think is brilliant. They're your best audience, really, because you know what you're getting.
You really do.
Like it, you can scrap it and be like, right, okay, let's do a new idea.
I mean, do you test it out on your pupils at school?
I do. So the first time I had that book, it wasn't in a book format. It was literally just my handwriting on a piece of paper and a couple of sketches. And I just thought, well, let's give it a go. Let's see if they enjoy it. And they found it funny and they laughed at the bits that I tried to make funny. And I thought, okay, maybe this is going somewhere. So that kind of gave me the confidence, really, to publish it and make that an official book for everybody to enjoy. I used to just read stories and make up stories from my own class. So it's great for the children everywhere to enjoy these books now. Really means the world.
Yeah, I mean, are you a primary school teacher, Alasdair?
I am a primary school teacher.
I mean,
yes.
That is a tough audience. That is a tough. I mean, I take my hat off. The fact when they laughed, were you like, yes?
Yes, I was like, yay! They find that bit funny. That's good. And I always think kind of like silly things seem to work. Like a bit silly, or like the whole sort of like hair gel thing.
Yeah,
it's just like a bit different and with my other book about it being a pasty and it's a bit nasty and there's like something not very nice inside, and it's quite exciting to talk about things that are like sticky and gooey and smelly socks and things like that.
Oh, kids love that, don't they? So talk to me about There's Something Nasty in My Pasty then. Talk to me about that.
So that book is a lot more Cornish. So it features Callum again, who's the same little boy who's in the first book. But this time it's set more around Cornwall. There's Cornish landscapes are within the book. It's very Cornish. It's rooted in Cornwall. And you've got Callum with a pasty. And it's basically about teaching children not to judge your food for what it looks like. Because I think we're all a little bit guilty of that, or we have been in the past, of judging our food.
I'm sorry, but you are literally creating parents' best friends. The first one means that they need to go to bed, because obviously everything will go all over the place if they don't. And the second one, doesn't matter how bad your mum's cooking looks, just eat it.
Exactly. And it's just fun. You know, Callum he's on his summer holidays in that book. He's spending time with his nan, but he won't eat anything with vegetables in, so he makes his own pasty. And of course, you can probably imagine what he might put in the pasty. He makes several pasties, some that he thinks are delicious, so they may contain some sweets, maybe some jelly babies, things like that, which I don't think are going to taste very good in a pasty. And then he does make a nasty pasty, and well, I can tell you that carrots is an ingredient that he puts in the nasty pasty. For anyone who hasn't read the book, I can reveal that.
Oh, carrots?
Yeah, because you don't want carrots in a pasty.
No, you see, now talking about being rooted in Cornwall, you are also a Cornish ambassador, are you not?
I am, yes. I just love Cornwall. I'm so proud to be Cornish. I want to be a positive voice for Cornwall and to promote all the things we do here. I just think we're so lucky to be in such a beautiful part of the world, and I just think it's wonderful to promote Cornwall and everything Cornish, really.
Oh, I love it, Alasdair. Now, you hold fire there. I'm going to play a bit of the Bee Gees, and then we'll come back and chat some more.
Wonderful.
So we are currently in the midst of our Cakey Tea chat with Alasdair Hoswell, children's book illustrator and author, singer. I mean, you do everything, Alasdair, don't you, really?
Oh, I just love it. I just enjoy it so much.
I know, but obviously very good at it. You know, you've been very well received. And let's talk a little bit. Actually, before we do, I'm sure there are people listening thinking, I like the sound of these books. I'm thinking about gift ideas, birthday presents going forward. How can they get their hands on your books? You talked about There's Something Nasty in My Pasty. And what's the other one? I brush my teeth with hair gel, which is your new one. So how can they get the books?
Well, at the moment, if people get in touch through email, so if they search or if they write in Alasdair Hoswell at yahoo.com, so that's ALASDAIRHOSWELL at yahoo.com. That's a really good way of contacting me. I can deliver books and order books that way with you, or you can get in touch with my Facebook page, which is my name, Alasdair Hoswell, author and illustrator. You can get in touch, send a message through there. But I am going to have these books in a few local shops again soon. I'm kind of waiting for my new book to kind of come out too, and kind of have them all out at the same time a little bit. But yeah, watch this space. But get in touch, and I can sort that out for you.
Well, exciting times. Now we're going to take a bit of a twist and a turn, Alasdair, and we're going to talk about Doctor Who.
Oh, wonderful.
Because a little bird told me that our very own David White, whose seat that I am keeping warm today, crowned you 10 years ago Cornwall's biggest Doctor Who fan. Is that right?
He did, that's correct. Yes, that was such an honour. And I can't believe that was 10 years ago now.
10 years? I mean, so talk me through that. What happened? Did you have to sort of say how much sort of memorabilia you had, or just prove it? I mean, how did that happen?
You did. So it was the 50th anniversary year 10 years ago. And David White was basically, he made an announcement just saying, because I know David White is a big Doctor Who fan too, which is brilliant. And he made an announcement saying, if there's any other Doctor Who fans out there, I want to know who Cornwall's biggest Doctor Who fan is. And I was listening to the radio and I thought, you know what? I think that's me. And I had to prove it by taking some photographs of the memorabilia I have and action figures and all those kind of things. And I've got DVDs and CDs, but I've also got a life-size, full-size Dalek, which
you haven't.
I love him. He's like my pride and joy.
Where
I love my Dalek. He's in my garage.
Oh, he's in the garage.
But he's in pride of place in the garage.
Pride of place in the garage. I mean, I have to ask, because obviously there's been many doctors. Who has been your favourite Doctor?
Oh, they are all so amazing. They really are. But I think for me, the classic series, if I had, because I've kind of got two favorites, because you can kind of think of like the classic series and then the new series. So for me, the classic series, it's John Pertwee, who played the third Doctor.
Yes.
For me, he's classy, he's a gentleman, he's just amazing. And then in the new series, for me, it's Christopher Eccleston. I just think he brought the show back with a bang. He's an incredible actor. And I've had the pleasure of meeting Christopher Eccleston actually. And it was a very brilliant encounter because it wasn't at a Doctor Who event. I actually met Doctor Who on Kynance Cove Beach.
Did you?
Yes, which was amazing. It was in the summer holidays, and we were just walking around having a lovely summer. And then suddenly, Christopher Eccleston is on Kynance Beach with his family, and I was like, wow, it's the Doctor, it's Doctor Who. And I was like, wow, that's my favourite Doctor. So I had to go and speak to him, and he was so lovely. He took time to have a photograph, and he was a real gentleman, an absolute gentleman.
Was he wearing a scarf?
He wasn't, but maybe he could borrow one of mine. It was the summer. It was the summer, though.
I mean, with something like Doctor Who, when you have such mega fans, like you do with Star Wars, Star Trek, it must be so hard. I mean, what do you make of there's a new Doctor in town. Are you excited about that?
Yes, I'm very, very excited about Ncuti. I think he's going to be amazing. I've seen him in some other things that he starred in, and he's just got great charisma, and I just think it's going to be fantastic because we're in the 60th year now for Doctor Who this year, so it's going to feel fresh and new again, and I just love the idea of that escapism. And Doctor Who celebrates everybody, everything. It encourages you to be the best you can be. I just think it's really stood the test of time, being in its 60th year. I just love that idea that you go inside an old police box and you close the doors behind you, and suddenly it's so much bigger on the inside, and you can travel absolutely anywhere. And I just love that. I just think, wouldn't everybody love a time and space machine that you can just go and be wherever you like?
Oh, it would just be amazing, wouldn't it? I mean, the mind boggles. I totally get it. I totally get why people are fascinated with it. I did used to be absolutely terrified of Daleks, though, Alasdair, so I'm never coming round to go in your garage. You're never going in there. But listen,
that's fair enough.
We need to talk about the other thing on your list of talents. You're singing. Now, you sent me a little link. I had a little listen to your voice. You've got the voice of an angel. Firstly, you were tackling Back for Good by Gary and the Boys, and it was amazing. So how long have you been singing for?
Oh, thank you. Well, I've been singing pretty much most of my life. I sing with my brother quite a lot, and I used to sing with my dad and things growing up, and and my dad's a singer too, so I've always kind of just been around music in the house. So music's always been important and very relevant in the house growing up and in the home. So it's always been something I've loved, and I love music. I love listening to music. So yeah, singing for me has just become something I really enjoy. And I love that emotion that singing gives. You can make people feel happy. You can make them feel emotional. I really believe music and singing is a very powerful tool.
Oh, I totally agree with you. And I think, is it quite nerve-wracking, though? I think it must be quite brave putting a video of yourself singing out there into the ether for anybody to listen to, because you're always going to get people that just want to sort of critique you in their own way. So you've got to be quite thick-skinned.
You have, and I get really nervous. I always get nervous before a show as well. I think if you're not nervous, it shows that you care and that you want it to be good. And you're going to feel those nerves and things, but it's just about channeling them into good energy. And everyone's got opinions, and everyone's going to say what they believe, and that's cool. And you've just got to think, well, I enjoy this, and hopefully other people do too. And I just think singing brings so much fun to people. I mean, even if you don't feel like you can sing, just singing in the shower or singing in the car, it just makes you feel good.
Yeah, and I think it's a different world now, isn't it? You can actually go out on your own. You had so many artists just sort of explode on social media. Sam Ryder obviously got very big during lockdown.
I love him.
He's magnificent, isn't he? He's just magnificent.
He really
is. Like yourself, putting the videos out there and people are commenting. And some of the comments you got were just lovely, weren't they?
Yeah, they're so kind, and reading those comments it fills you with so much love, and you just think, wow, like people enjoy it. And you never know. I guess it goes back to similar with the books. Like, you put these things out there, and you don't know if people are going to like it or how they'll react. And to get all those positive comments and likes and kind responses, it then gives you the confidence to think, okay, maybe this is something I can do, and maybe this is something I can do more of. And people then ask for requests and want certain songs. And yeah, I just think, okay, lovely. And I love doing it. So I love singing and performing. It's just, it's like a whole new lease of life for me. Like when I get on the stage and perform, I love it. I just love it so much.
Yeah, I can see it when I'm watching your video. So where next for Alasdair Hoswell? Where are we going with your singing? Where are you going to take it? Where can we see you?
Well, I've got a couple of events coming up this year. So there's an event coming up later on in the year. I can say that I'm going to star in a musical.
Are you? That's exciting.
Which is very exciting here in Cornwall.
Really exciting.
I don't know how much news is out there on that one yet. So all I can say is it's a musical that's happening later on in the year. And hopefully I can come back and talk to you about that at a later point. That'd be amazing.
100%. I mean, really, can I just say, Alasdair, it's been an absolute treat chatting to you today.
Thank you. I loved it.
Oh, do you know what? So am I. And I wish you every success. I mean, not that you need the wishes, you're going to do brilliantly, but with all the books and everything. And just give us your email address again, just in case people want to email you, get their hands on your children's books.
I will do, thank you. It's alasdairhoswell@yahoo.com, and that is spelled ALASDAIRHOSWELL@yahoo.com. And you can also search Alasdair Hoswell, author and illustrator, on Facebook, and you can always send me a little message or like the page, and that'd be great.
Oh, it's just been fabulous chatting to you. You look after yourself and have a happy new year.
Happy New Year to you too, and thank you very much for having me.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure. Take care.